Hey, it's Marko here from Fair Realty with your June 2024 Victoria, BC real estate market update. Let's start with the sales. 661 sales in the month of June. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. This was a slow sales month, below the 5-year average, below the 10-year average. The only other slower month was 2022 at 612 sales. I don't know if you remember, but 2 years ago, the Bank of Canada started ratcheting up the interest rates very quickly, and that's what led to the very slow June 2022 sales month. If we go back 10 years to 2014, we were at 680. The year before, we were at 664. That was considered a very slow market in terms of sales, and we're actually below those levels, even not adjusting for population growth since that time. 2015, the market began to slowly take off. That's why you see the 910 sales in June of 2015. Let's go to new listings. New listings, we had 1,496 new listings. Once again, above the 5-year average, above the 10-year average. I think it's probably safe to conclude at this point, there are some sellers perhaps being squeezed a bit by the interest rates, bringing their properties to market. I think there are some investors that are stuck with cash flow negative properties offloading, and that has increased the number of new listings for the last 4 or 5 months. The combination of the high new listings coming to market and the low sales has caused inventory to increase to a 9-year high. We finished the month at 3,460 active listings. As you can see, it's quite a bit higher than any month in the last 5 years. It's a 9-year high, as I said. But if we go back 10 years to 2014, back then we were at 4,700 active listings. That started dropping in 2015 as the market picked up. And then in 2016, it dropped below current levels. So that is why we're now at a 9-year high. So high inventory, or higher inventory than it's been in the last 9 years, low sales. What's happening to prices? Single family home median, 1.185 million. As you can see, it's been remarkably stable this year. I think that's a function of resiliency. Quality product still sells, even though inventory is higher. When you narrow it down to quality move-in properties in desirable locations, there actually isn't that much inventory. If we go back 10 years, the median was 535,000, and then in 2015 it started climbing up as the market picked up. Condos, almost $550,000 median, approximately $2,500 higher than last month. The condo median and average, I think they're a bit misleading. And why do I say that? I think right now you're perhaps buying more condo in terms of square footage, newer and better for the same median and average. So for example, today there was a sale in Vic West of a unit for $995,000. This was a 1-year-old unit that the buyer completed on last year directly from the developer at 1.2 million plus GST. So let's call that 1.26 million GST included. The price dropped from 1.26 million included to 995,000. But that sale of 995,000 would actually increase the median. It would also increase the average. On the whole, it's a really tough condo market, especially downtown. High interest rates, investors have completely disappeared from the condo marketplace, which has pulled back demand. You have more inventory as a result of the Airbnb ban. Downtown, you have a lot of homelessness issues. A lot of buyers are opting not to buy downtown. All of those things have negatively impacted the condo market. What am I seeing on the ground? Well, houses in the core between $1 million and 1.4, especially with a suite, that product is still selling, and it's not unusual to see that product go in multiple offers. However, beyond that, luxury properties very, very slow. So even though the median for single family homes was very stable, the average dropped substantially in June from the previous month. That is a result of very few high-end sales. The lower end of the market, it's not going in crazy multiple offers either. I think a lot of first-time buyers are being impacted by the high interest rates, And there hasn't been uptake from developers and builders for missing middle type properties. I think a lot of builders and developers are figuring out there's still a ton of red tape and bureaucracy to make the numbers work on entry-level properties. So you don't really see builders or developers buying these $800,000, $800 to $900,000 entry-level homes either. So that market segment by no means is crazy either. If you're a seller, you got to price sharp. There's going to be approximately 500 to 550 sales in July and August respectively, and there's going to be 3,700 active listings. That means in the month of July, 1 in 7 sellers are going to sell. And if you're a buyer, there are some great opportunities out there in certain market segments. For example, last week I had a young couple purchase a concrete condo in Vic West in a phenomenal strata corporation, a 1-bedroom and den for $539,500. And this identical floor plan on lower floors just a few years ago was selling over $600,000. So it's corrected more than 10%. As a buyer, you're never going to time the bottom perfectly. The only way you're going to know it's the bottom is when prices start going back up. So now, as I said, certain market segments, I do see an opportunity for buyers to get in, but the buyers are on the sidelines waiting to see what's going to transpire. And then one day when prices take off and everything is going to be going in multiple offers again, everyone's going to pile in. It happens over and over and over again, because when it is the bottom, the market doesn't look great. When the bottom comes in, it's looking basically like the world's going to end, and that is why very few people pull the trigger when it's a good opportunity to actually pull the trigger. When prices are low, sales volumes are very low. When sales volumes improve and everyone's piling in, then prices go up. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.